And welcome back to Talking Franchise. The Fast franchise. Alright. We have upon the 7th movie.
Furious 7.
This movie has the most outrageous outrageous car scene ever. I just want to say, which is the skyscraper jump scene.
Oh, absolutely. Now this movie
they fucking fall flat and die.
This movie is now jumped the shark. They've officially instead of writing the script first, they came up with ideas for stunts, and then they just put the story to revolve around these stunts.
All right, that makes sense.
Jumping skyscrapers in fucking Dubai or wherever they are. Wow, mind you, the jump of the car is going to kill you, but just for added effect, let's have Jason Statham hold a rocket launcher and shoot it at him while they fly out of it. It is fucking nuts.
I'm going to say, it has the best villain. Jason Statham is the best. Statham is the best villain of the franchise.
Jason Statham is like the Terminator in this movie.
But the whole plot, the whole purpose of the plot in this film for the team to come together is to find Jason Statham, because he's coming after. First of all, he's already coming after them. He killed Han.
Yeah, we see at the end of 6, he killed Han.
He killed Han. He injured The Rock. He killed Dominic Toretto's baby.
Dominic Toretto's baby?
Yeah.
Well, what baby?
That baby dies when he falls out the window.
Oh. They don't know that they're pregnant.
Yeah. No, right,
yeah, okay. They take the fuck out.
It's fucked up. They forget about that part. So he injures Hobbs. He injures Hobbs. Puts him in a cast. He's in the hospital, on a hospital bed, and Dominic Toretto goes to see Hobbs, and they have a conversation. Hobbs tells him not to go after him, but they go after him anyway. So they're after, what's his name, Shaw?
Yeah.
Which the opening sequence was him at the hospital, right?
Looking down at his brother in the hospital bed. And then this is the funny thing. He talks to him. He says he's going to get his revenge for him. And then he tells the nurse, "Oh, look after him." But then it shows he's walking out, and it shows all the damage that he's done. He just blew up this hospital. As he walks out, the sign is coming down. The shit is on fire. Your brother's life support, the electricity's about to go out. He's probably dead now. You just killed him. And he just walks off in slow motion while things are exploding. It's pretty ridiculous.
It's a pretty outrageous
SWAT team
sequence.
members just hanging all over the place. But just shows, he don't fuck with Jason Statham, the transporter.
Everybody, that hype I believe that brought a lot of hype to the film, that since he was the transporter.
Oh yeah, no,
for him to come into.
Everyone was definitely, before they even started filming, everyone was definitely excited that Statham was going to be in it, and
not only that, the main villain. So everybody was looking forward to that.
This delivered huge box office numbers, 353 mil over here just in the U.S. alone, and we saw
this is the most profitable fast movie, right, in the franchise.
Yeah, and it was even bigger overseas, but I think it was even bigger over here. It got great reviews again too. This is the first half of the series, terrible reviews, and then starting with 5, then jumping up. This was 79% positive on Rotten Tomatoes. As dumb as this movie is, this is still it's still up there
for our Asian audience. This is called Wild Speed. Sky Mission. That's why it's called Sky Mission. Way better title, but it makes more sense than Furious 7.
The movie did as well as it did over here because we had the Paul Walker tragedy before, while they were in the middle of filming. So there's a little weird transition in the movie. Paul Walker, he's in the beginning of the movie and towards the middle, and then I was going to say towards the middle of the movie they kind of focus. He's more of a character in the background. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a scene. I think it's when they're in Dubai. Everyone's sitting around, and Vin Diesel's plotting, and he's making plans with So he's talking to somebody else other than Paul Walker. He's just often like they had the CGI Paul Walker just sitting over.
Yeah, they
they take the focus on it. So
what about that? It was technology that we have today that allow them to be able to finish the film with that track. Back in the day, if that happened, that's it. That movie was fucked.
Yeah, no. When I heard that news, I was kind of bummed about it because, like you said, I've been a fan of the later movies, and it was just like, well, the question is like, now what are you going to do with that Paul Walker? Like, how do you do like Paul Walker is Fast and Furious? It's not just Vin Diesel; it's also Paul Walker.
I always said he was the fast in that equation. Fast.
Vin Diesel's the furious. Yeah, I always want to just hit somebody with a wrench. Which we do get an epic wrench duel towards the end of our film. But yeah, they brought Kurt Russell in on this one, playing
Great addition.
Mr. Nobody. Originally they asked Denzel Washington to play that character, and he said, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Are you serious?
Probably wanted a bigger role.
Film with Vin Diesel? No. Exactly.
Denzel Washington, he's a big star. He ain't gonna take no little side role like that. But
yeah.
So and they bring in Tony Jaa.
Tony Jaa,
I'm a big fan.
The villain list on this one was pretty good. They got Jimon Hansu, something like that. It was a great villain. Yeah. He was like he was trying to kidnap the girl. Because it first starts off with them trying to get Shaw. And then they stumble upon Mr. Nobody, who also has a mission for them. So he has a mission for them to go save the hacker, that chick, Ramsey, is it? Right?
Yeah.
Ramsey. To go save Ramsey because she was kidnapped because she has this little device, this little thing called the God's Eye, which allows you to find anybody on the planet anywhere. You can find them. So they're trying to get this device in order to find Jason.
Even though Jason Statham,
who's fucking following them the whole
entire movie anyway.
All they have to do is sit inside a room and wait for him to come.
Yeah, he is literally the Terminator, showing up everywhere. Everywhere. But yeah, I like The Rock. He's not in it. In this movie, they kind of took his character out of this. This movie's like almost 2.5 hours.
But every scene with him in it is
great,
over the top, outrageous.
The first showdown between him and Statham, it was a good fight scene.
He gets the testosterone
going. He's gonna lay the smack down on his candy ass.
He did a rock bottom.
He did.
But then he fucking threw a bomb and he flew out the window.
Yeah, he
fell on top of a car.
He throws his partner out the window too. He's like, I gotta go save her. So he catches her, lands on a car. Both of them are saved, and Statham goes off. But yeah, so The Rock is going to be in a hospital bed for most of this movie, and then come to find out, I don't know, because I don't remember them mention that in the 5th and 6th movie, but The Rock has a daughter now.
Yeah,
they're trying to make him they're
trying to make him more human. Even though he's relatable. Even though he's really superhuman in the film, doing superhuman feats. With the cast, when he breaks off the cast.
I said, this is the part. Like I said, now that they've jumped the shark, the next movie, they're superheroes. They're already superheroes now, but it's out of control now. It's out of control.
Vin Diesel's going to be able to, like you said, is going to cross over with Jurassic Park, and he's going to be able to talk to dinosaurs.
But yeah, the whole dropping cars out of planes. I heard a lot of that. The cars actually landing on the ground. They did drop cars out of fucking planes like that.
Yeah.
So again, there's a stunt drivers. There's a shit ton of CGI in this movie, but they still they had the money for it. But the budget's probably over $200 million in this one, so they legit dropped some cars.
Literally, I think they're running out of places to go. Literally, they're not.
Let's drop cars on the mountains and
there's literally nowhere to take the story. They have to come to a point where they culminate.
Well, this was opening up doors. Originally, the plan Mr. Nobody was going to have a bigger role, and it was going to be more about Paul. The movie's going to be more about Paul Walker and him
becoming like an agent,
becoming an agent, and then that's how they would do it. But in this one, now they have to deal with, well, he has a son now, and so he's got to retire, and they do the best they can to get
I think
him.
It was a pretty good tribute for him at the end. It was a little, shed a little tear.
Get a little tear.
Little teary eye, little water.
It's done really good, and it's tasteful.
I'm just not with the over the top and that little subplot of them trying to find Shaw when the motherfucker's clearly after them. He's trying to
the only thing for me but the ending about Paul Walker, it's a little bit jarring to watch, only because in the story wise, he's retiring, he's going to be with his family, but then they show the rest of the crew and they're looking at him like, oh, this is the last time to see him. Story wise, you could go visit him anytime. You're going to still go see him. But the way, like, we know that he really died.
So it did. That I think they had that a little bit more.
It is.
It gave it a little bit more.
It's a little weird. It's a little weird. So there's no end credit scene. They kind of end it on a sad note. But again, it's just a farewell to him. Vin Diesel's more distraught about it than anything. Gets in the car, and then Paul Walker drives up on the side and is like, "Hey, what do you?" They drive one last time together, and then you got the music playing in the background. That was really done.
So, what's your favorite part of the film?
Favorite part, probably the scene in Dubai.
Dubai? They're doing the fucking...
And watch that, probably not in Dubai. It's been a little while since I've seen it, but when they're in the Indian
country...
somewhere...
I would say that. Let's go with Dubai. I think that's pretty accurate.
I'm pretty sure
fairly accurate.
Oh, yeah. Again, the comedy's always good, and
Tyrese always brings that laugh. To make that paycheck, Tyrese.
Some things are a little forced, like Ronda Rousey's in this movie, has a showdown. She cannot act.
No, she cannot. You're right.
I don't think now that Ronda Rousey's lost some fights and retired, we're not going to really see her.
I have two favorite parts of this, and it's both when Paul Walker fights Tony Jaa. That fight scene,
Paul Walker's stunt double fights Tony Jaa.
You know that Paul Walker he was trained in a fight. Jiu-jitsu. He was a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. They said that he did a lot of most of the stunts.
Yeah, that stunt is ridiculous when they're on this is when they drop the cars and they're on the bus is all armored up and it's got the guns. Yeah, Paul Walker. A bus falling off a cliff, he has to run up.
I was like, this is uncharted. Like,
he jumps, and the car has to swing around the cliff to catch him. He's fucking dead. Get out of here. He's fucking dead.
Yeah, there's no way. Letty comes at the most convenient time. I tell you, they have the power of showing up when it's convenient
to service the plot. But his second fight with Tony Jaa, you can they have a stunt double and then they have to CGI Paul Walker's face because most of that fight scene, the way they choreographed everything, they did it well, but everything's dark and there's no lights whatsoever so you're just seeing movement in the shadows, but they try not to do many close-ups on his face because I don't think he got to complete that scene. And like I said, then after that, he's kind of off in the background. I think they probably could have utilized Tony Jaa a little bit better in the movie. I feel like Tony Jaa is a really good fighter. If you've seen his other movies, Ong Bak or Protector,
Protector with the elephant. That was a great one.
Oh, he snapped so many knees in that.
I'm trying to get a baby elephant.
Tony Jaa is really good, but I feel like he is underutilized. And I know you haven't seen this yet, but he was recently in Vin Diesel's other movie, the new XXX. And you get Tony Jaa, and he's underutilized in that too. Like Tony Jaa is a badass and needs to be put to the forefront and given.
Definitely put him put him in the forefront.
Give him the screen time that he deserves. But this one, he's a villain. He, like I said, he's kind of generic, but he's got those moves. He's too fast, and because he tells Paul Walker, "Oh, too slow."
And
then they come back.
back. Yeah. That's why I say those are my two favorite scenes because it's like. He's got that little jab too slow, and then he ends up killing Tony Jaa. But it was like the stunts on that scene, and you know Tony does his own shit. So,
you know what? Another part that's ridiculous in this movie is when they have the God's Eye and they finally can track down Jason Statham. They all go there. Everyone's
waiting for them.
No, everyone
eating.
Yeah, easy because he feels like he's got the upper hand on him. But everyone is in SWAT gear, and Vin Diesel's just wearing a tank top, ready to go in. Everyone else has protected armor, all this shit. And that's another, like, someone needed to die in this movie. To raise the stakes. Like, how many times they get their armored cars when they drop the car off on the mountain. Vin Diesel, doesn't he back up the car off of a cliff, and the thing just hits the ground?
Yeah,
like, oh my God. Like, that car gets torn up, and no, not a scratch on him. Not a scratch on him. They're just fine.
And then, they like the stunts get more and more. They always. That's a given, and that's good. That's a good part about the franchise.
Like I said, I like the action.
That liked the what they liked from the previous film. They take that and they bring it to an all new high.
And the story is cohesive enough where it still works. It's
and
cheesy,
this one connects all the dots from all the previous films.
Oh yeah, you get a cameo from Lucas Black from the third movie. Even though he goes to talk to him, he's got a beard now in that scene.
He grew a beard.
But this is supposed to take place 2 minutes after the very end of third one. And if you watch 3, no beard. No nothing.
Okay.
3 minutes later, he goes to talk to Vin Diesel. He's got a beard and he looks 10 years fucking older.
So you're saying that race with Vin Diesel aged him dramatically.
I was kind of hoping Lucas Black was going to have a bigger role in that movie. I had heard they said, he was going to be joining the cast, not just that one little scene to give him a little exposition.
They needed a drifter
to give him a little exposition, but I thought he was going to join the team. Like, why not? What do you got to lose?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said you could have
definitely had Bow Wow into the fold.
You're losing a cast member with Paul Walker, so you could have gained one, and you could have brought Lucas Black into the mix, but didn't pan out that way.
I've been hearing that they're going to try to bring Brian back and just CGI the shit out of it using one of his brothers.
They're not gonna. But again,
the technology that we're gaining is gonna allow them to use actors that are dead.
Everyone in this movie, they're all reeling from Han, but there's a rumor that Han is coming back.
That Han's alive.
Bullshit.
He got out before he exploded. Just like Letty did.
But
So you mean that he was trying to get out the car, and he got enough time to get out the other side, and it exploded, and he flew just like Letty was? Remember, because that's how Letty survived. Hey, what up, Lewis?
The Rock. Yeah. The Rock in this movie, over the top. When he finally gets out of the hospital, breaks the cast just with his muscle. I thought he had a broken arm.
Yeah,
how's he breaking
a flex?
How's he breaking a cast?
That's outrageous. That's like that's super strength.
But that's not the outrageous part. When they're fighting the drones that are all flying in the sky, The Rock takes a drone out with a fucking ambulance. He drives an ambulance off a bridge onto a drone. That's timing right there.
Timing, yeah, you're right. Vin Diesel, but Vin Diesel can't be outdone. Dominic Toretto can't be outdone. So he drives his car into a helicopter off of a fucking parking lot that's about to collapse, and him stomping on the ground. Stomping on the ground. And
I like even though it is cheesy, I like the moments between him and Jason Statham. Just the first meeting when they're just in a parking garage and they're about to play chicken. Ooh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And they both decide not to turn. They both crash into each other.
No whiplash.
Then they get out. Yeah, no, they just get out and they're ready to fight. And like, and Statham's ready to shoot him. And he's like, come on, this is a street fight. Come on, you can't cheat like that.
Wow, he shoots him. That's how that ends. The street fight.
And then
Bow.
the roles are reversed at the ending because while everyone's trying to track the God Eye and the Rock's fucking driving an ambulance on the drones and shit.
Yep.
Statham and Vin Diesel have a showdown where I feel like they took the music from Star Wars. There's opera music playing. They both, instead of lightsabers, they have fucking wrenches and they start. That is the corniest shit ever. And it is so ridiculous. And no one's getting hurt. Oh, Vin Diesel's taking shots with those wrenches, and he's no-selling the shit out of those shots. It's like nothing hurts him.
Don't hurt him.
And then eventually,
he's indestructible.
Yeah, eventually the parking garage it starts to fall apart, and when he's finally defeated Statham, he's like. Gives him his number. He gives him a rule. He's like, the street always wins. He puts his foot out of the ground. Vin Diesel's foot is so strong. He fucking breaks the whole entire thing. Get out of here. So over the top. And like I said, the movie is fun, but I feel like to raise the stake, Vin Diesel's character probably should have died in this movie. Twice he escaped.
A long time ago.
He escaped. Like, about how many times is he gonna crash?
Survived the bus crash. He survived the bus crash. He survived a plane exploding.
Even in the first movie, so he gets past the train. He's been in so many car crashes, and nothing ever happens to him. He's been in too many car crashes, and then that's why. For me, there's a big drop-off in quality. For me, there's a big drop-off in storytelling and action sequence. We'll get to that next time. But in this one, like, that's the final thing. You cannot have Vin Diesel get into a car crash anymore and survive. If he's going to be in a car wreck, the shit needs to end. It's too much. But scale of 1 to 10, what are you giving this? For me, it's a 7 out of 10. Like I said, it delivers everything. It's still not as.
What about you, Lewis? What do you rate it? I got it at 7.
You're a 7 too.
Came through the door. Yeah, it's
entered the building.
Yeah, it's a 7 out of 10. I mean, it's not as good as the
You'll
fifth
sit down
one.
and watch it. I've heard somebody say that like they're not great movies, but if it's on TV or if it's on something, you'll sit down and.
I'm not even sure. This one's probably not. It's not even as good as the sixth one either. But I mean, Michelle Rodriguez, we didn't talk. She still lost her memory. She's still in that.
This one is where she gains her memory completely, though.
Back by the ending, and then she realizes, wait a minute, we're married. And he's like, yeah, you needed to remember it for yourself. Or she's like, why didn't you just tell me we were married? You needed to feel that. I can't just tell you. And then you see, they had a ceremony in part 4. We didn't see that sequence. They got married, and he's all dressed in white in his fucking white tank top.
When did Vin Diesel give the chain to Han?
I don't know. A chain to Han?
The necklace, the crucifix.
Did he get? Oh yeah, he did.
Because he gets it from. That's where he goes to Tokyo to get the chain back.
Yeah, I don't
recall. Probably in right before he left to it. Probably in 6, at the end of 6. We got to review that. But what's the moral of this story? That Dominic Toretto that has super strength,
even though you won't
be invulnerable,
and even though you can't see your family members all the time, you're always gonna be family.
Family. It's true. Oh, I forgot a cameo. This is the one where they had Jordana Brewster's more or less,
Yeah, Jordana Brewster, she's on, just like the last one, she's on the sidelines for this one. She's off with the baby, and she's in protective custody.
No, she's with Romeo Santos and Dominican Republic.
Yeah, she just has phone conversations with Paul Walker, and they're trying to transition. Doesn't she tell him she's pregnant again? They're about to have another baby.
Second baby.
So he's like, shit, I gotta get out.
Definitely retiring, yeah. That's the last
one baby.
Last ride.
We had one baby. I could go out and do this crazy shit, but 2 babies, I'm retiring.
He just needed to go out for one last ride. That's it.
And
one last ride.
Again, it delivers. I like it for what it is. It's not the greatest, but these movies, it's fun.
Stunts,
over the top action,
booty.
Oh, and it delivers
over the top stunts, booty.
Yeah, we didn't.
Booty all
It
over the
delivered the booty at the very beginning at Race Wars.
Race
We
Wars.
found out that
And in Dubai as
the
well.
creator of Race Wars is Vin Diesel, people. Vin Diesel created Race Wars.
He is a racer or a racist.
It's both. But,
So, next time.
yeah. Next time, it's the Fate of the Furious.
Fate of the Furious.
F8.
F8.